Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to baseball here on youtube.com/SeanSourceTracks. I'm Sean, and 5 nights a week we're streaming baseball here on the channel inside MLB 11, the show. We have a few remaining series that we're going to be covering today, and one double up, which is going to be our first one of the day. We have the Cubs and goodness gracious. We have the Pirates and the Reds, I apologize. The Brewers and the Cubs. Giants are taking on the Marlins, and the Mariners are taking on the Rangers in today's action. Let's get jumping in right away, because one day I'll be live on time, but today was not that day. View today's games. We are going Pirates or Reds, right? Just double checking. Okay. Yesterday we started with a West Coast team. Today we're in the Central. There's a look at your standings in the American League West, because that is the team that we technically control in this 3-inning season. Thanks for hanging out. Happy Sunday. Hopefully you enjoyed the football. You can keep track of at least one of the scores. Or the one score that's happening right now. Really bad day for injuries, by the way. Mahomes is out with a torn ACL. Granted, they were eliminated from playoff contention in the loss, but it is a big deal. Parsons is feared to have torn his ACL for the Packers. No update on Watson. Pittsburgh is 19-14, Cincinnati is 17-17, and the Cowboys lead the Vikings by a touchdown. Okay. Only 3 teams left in the hunt in the AFC, I should say. We're not focused on that. We're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates starting lineup. It's Nick Markakis in right field. Nick Johnson at first base, and Robinson Cano. He is at second. Jose Batista is at third. Seth Smith is your DH. Alfonso Soriano in left. Miguel Olivo is your catcher. Crispy Young, Crispy Quick in center field. And Ryan Terrio at the shortstop position. As we are set for another fun day of baseball action. It's exciting. Looking forward to having to chat about some baseball. Have the Lions really not had their bye week? Boof Bonzer, hell yeah. 4-2 with a 4.91 ERA. 6 games, 14.2 innings pitched, and I did not catch the rest of it. I was on top of it too, which is a little confusing. 21 hits, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts given up. So not great numbers. No, they had their bye week. Oh, because I'm not counting the Packers tie. Come on, Sean. Get it together. Maybe because we just try to ignore the fact that the Packers tied. Gross. Disgusting. Awful. Hopefully isn't just gross, disgusting, and awful today is the baseball. First pitch swinging is Nick Markakis. He pops that foul. Up to first base line, it's 0-1. That misses low and outside for a ball. So 1-1. These two teams are in the playoff hunt, looking for the NL Central crown. I do need to remind myself of who is where, is that it's going to be hit up the first base line fair. And just in time, though, a lot closer than you might think, is the out. What I wanted to do was grab this thumbnail, because I think the Cubs factor in a way as well. I need to take better notes. The Reds are down, or 2 games behind the Pirates. The Cubs are also 17-17. And I think those are the only... We're seeing 4 NL Central teams. Yeesh. Whoopsie daisy. We're a little NL heavy today, but that's alright. So a good opportunity for both the Reds and the Cubs. If they can both get wins today, they can tighten that window up a little bit. Pittsburgh 19-17. I feel like there's another team that's in the mix, but I'm blanking on who it would be. That pitch is on the inside for a ball. One and one. Here comes the pitch from the right-handed hitter. It's swung on and missed. Strike 2. We'll have that is lifted out to left field. It is going to drift foul, and the left fielder can't get to it because it looks like it is into the stands. So have a whole new set of series starting tomorrow, and then some extra new series starting on Tuesday. Is it a Sunday on a Sunday? No, it's a Sunday. I think it's on a Monday. Weirdly enough, the 82-game seasons, or maybe that's just how it was back in 2011, is that it swung on and missed. The strikeout brings up Robinson Cano, 2 gone. 3 home runs, 11 RBI on the season. And you've heard the crowd cheer, throw him the heater. Sounds like a bad plan, but we'll see what happens. And that will be smacked out to right field. A 2-out single keeps the inning alive, and it'll bring up the right-handed Jose Bautista, as he just perfectly splits that gap. So in steps Bautista, a runner on first. That one stays high and outside. One and oh. Good patience there. Seen some aggression here early in the game. That one stays outside as well. 2-0. That is in for a strike. I hope you enjoy your winter break. Hello. Two and one. That is just over the second baseman. Just over his reach. It's going to get Cano to third. Will he round? He will not. They'll hold him. Smart decision. It'll be a 2-out double. So back-to-back hits, a single and a double. Put a couple runners in scoring position. That got all the way to the wall. Seth Smith looking good with that .533 average. Can he keep things going here for the Pirates? He cannot. Second baseman picks it cleanly and fires to first in time for out number 3. So the Pirates make things interesting in the first inning with a couple of outs, but it comes to a close very quickly. No score heading to the home half, which will be led off by Grady Sizemore. He's in center field. Then it's Michael Young at third. Nelson, Rad, Cruz in right, Ty Wigington at first. Logan Morrison in left, Daniel Murphy is the second baseman. Ryan Spielbors is the designated hitter. JP Arancibia is the catcher. Starling Castro is your shortstop. Chris Volstad is the starter, 1-5 with a 13.89 ERA. 6 games. That flashed real quick. We're going to hopefully catch it here on the back end. 6 games, 11.2 innings, 23-10, and 5 hits, walks, and strikeouts. So maybe not a great recipe for the Cardinals, or the Pirates. What am I talking about? But it could be an interesting recipe here for the Reds. I said like one team's name incorrectly, and I've just been off ever since. That is a ridiculous ERA. As the pitch is in for a strike. Misses low and inside for a ball. Oh my goodness. How did I get so much liquid on my face? Rolled up the first baseline, foul. Makes the count 1-2. Here comes the right-hander's pitch. It's on the outside. Gets the strike 3 call. He went to that high outside corner a couple of times. Got the call both times and then used that foul ball as the second strike. See if he has command in that location all day or if maybe it's just a one-off thing. If you're the Reds, you kind of have to adjust for that. He's had a couple of nice pitches up there. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That went from, oh, boy, that looks like a really bad pitch to, oh, boy, what an unfortunate piece of contact that was. Just driven right into the ground at a very easy out. I don't think he intentionally went high and inside for that corner, but kind of got there. Nelson Cruz steps up. This was where Pittsburgh was able to get a little bit of damage going. 2 outs. 1 pitch, 1 swing. Thankfully, or mercifully for the Reds, foul. If you want ultimate chaos, you are looking for a Cincinnati win. You're looking for a Cubs win. Or I guess you would call it a Chicago win. To really tighten up that NL Central. Though I don't know how many more swung on and missed way late and under that pitch. And that one gets in the dirt and away from the catcher, but doesn't matter. 2-2 with 2 gone. That one misses low, so a good eye from Cruz. A couple of curveballs that he can't get at that bottom of the zone. But not sure how many divisional games we'll have left here. That one's fouled away. Cruz with a long at-bat here. 3-2. Payoff pitch number 2 upcoming. And that'll be rolled over. Third baseman picks it up, takes a step, and fires just in time for the out. Wow, that was close. Pittsburgh holds them hitless, and it will be 0-0 heading to the top half of the second. Soriano, Olivo, and Young coming up. Soriano with some of the larger bat movements that we see in this game. Swung on and missed that. At that pitch, it's 0-1. I need to plug in my headphones. Thank God they're on my desk to remind me to do that. As we have a lovely Sunday evening for those of us who are fortunate to have the weekends off. Returning to work tomorrow. Yuck. Here comes the right-hander. Fires that one outside, and it's swung on and missed. So Soriano set down. One of the better sliders we've seen. We don't see a ton of them that are that good and swung at. Usually when they're in those 0-2 counts, they get like way too cute and they're way off the plate. So 1 gone. Oof. Big swing and a miss on that one. Uses aggression against him and able to get ahead 0-1. That one is swung on and missed again, so still aggressive here for Olivo. Go Mariners, because that's who we played for at the time, but not in this fantasy drafted 3-inning, 82-game season. One stays upstairs. Here comes the righty's pitch. It is smashed into foul territory. You can really see the difference between the first and the second level and then the third level graphically. Levo with a good job to lay off on that pitch there. 2-2. That is hit kind of a similar location. It's a foul ball. And he's doing a good job to make this at-bat last. And he'll make him pay with a single up the middle. Nice long at-bat. Results in a hit. I think that's typically what they talk about when we get some of those longer at-bats. Though they are pretty rare. We don't have long at-bats all that often in our regular franchise mode. But the longer you're up to bat, the better off you're going to look. That is a foul ball. That pitch is low. And that stays outside. Where's that? Oh, that's right. The next Packers game is Saturday at 5:30. Woohoo! They have 2 Saturday games in a row. The Packers do. In Chicago and then against the Ravens. So that misses low and outside. That'll work a walk and bring up Ryan Terrio. So 2 on in, 1 out for Pittsburgh. They've put 2 runners on in both innings now. Cincinnati was able to get out of the jam the first time. It did help that they did not put a runner on until they had 2 out. The Pirates did. That is inside for a strike. That's the corner that the Pirates pitcher was able to get a couple of good pitches in. Cincinnati uses it to its benefit. Makes it 1-1. You would think that it would be maybe not the greatest position in the world, because like a double play ends it, but with how inconsistent the double play is in this game, who knows? 1-2 after the foul ball. That is going to get past the diving second baseman. The right fielder not running super hard for it. It will be in well late, and the catcher doesn't even bother to throw down to second, so it's a run-scoring single with an advance to second base. And it's 1-0 Pittsburgh here in the top of the second. Runners on second and third. We talk about the chaos and good opportunities for the Reds. I mean, this is a great opportunity for Pittsburgh to put some more distance between themselves and a direct divisional opponent. Take care of your games against them, and then do your business elsewhere. That is going to plate a couple of runs here. And it will be a 2 RBI double. Still just 1 away. It's 3-0. Pittsburgh over Cincinnati. That gets into the corner. Nick Johnson is 0 for 1. He has a strikeout. But this time he's working with a runner on second. Actually, may have been working... No. Never mind. That'll be hit into left field. See if they want to send him around third. They will not. The Pirates are seeing something. They have figured this pitcher out. Robinson Cano was 1 for 1 with a single. That is going to be hit through the gap as well. It should just advance runners a base, but Cano picks up his second single of the day, and that will score a run. And they just, Boof Bonsner cannot figure this out. Oh, they're going to call down to the bullpen. Love that we got that animation. We don't get that animation a lot. We don't get angry managers on a hand phone. Give me a pitcher who doesn't suck. Have you thought about that? Apparently you switched hands halfway through that. Hello? I'd like to talk to the bullpen, please. No wind and fire. This is going to just be an out at first. And even that was kind of a dicey... Not dicey, but... Bonser seemed like he was a little bit late on it. But the first baseman does make the play. That misses low for a ball. That is, oh boy, it just will not stop. It's another 2 RBI double. And the explosive inning for the Pittsburgh Pirates continues here. You can really see why they're at the top of the National League Central. They will finally go to the bullpen. It will mercifully be over for Boof Bonser. Josh Roenick? Roenick, hey, okay. Zeros everywhere. Making his season debut. I'm a little surprised that they didn't have a pitcher up once they started piling on some runs, but this game's logic isn't where I need it to be. It is 6-0. That pitch misses inside. One and oh. Swung on and missed. Big swing there, looking to just swing free. Just add on. No problem. They're already up by... Was that the score of the last game that we saw? I mean, Pittsburgh won last time. That is hit foul. And that portion of the stands has gotten like 3 free balls. Hello. How's it going there, walk-off? That is popped out to right field. That'll mercifully do it for the Cincinnati Reds. They finally put away out number 3. But not before they give up 6 runs on 6 hits, because they had 2 in the first inning. So it'll be up to Wigington, Morrison, and Murphy to try and make this interesting at least a little bit. I hope your 80s night was successful, both in a fun factor and that you were able to raise money for the Humane Society. So Cincinnati with a large hill to climb here. Down by 6. Well, they'll try to get one back here. Does it have enough? It won't. Oh my goodness. Caught at the wall. I believe this is the first one that we've seen like a home run robbery. Really nice play. And that will keep Cincinnati off the board. Boy, if Cincinnati had lost all hope, or had not lost all hope yet. Oh, wow. Yes, we got something different. He threw the ball, or he threw his hat at the... We see them throw the gloves all the time, but yeah, instead he whipped his helmet at it. That rocks. It's on video. There's a ball player that hit 3 foul balls in a row into the opposing dugout. I've seen that. It's awesome. That pitch is in for a strike. Is that the one? That's the one, if we're talking about the same one. At one point, somebody like grabs a helmet to like defend themselves. That'll be rolled over. Third base side fires across the diamond. That is out number 2. So a robbed home run. And a routine play from third to first. And Cincinnati is working quickly through the bottom half of this inning. Daniel Murphy. 1 home run, a couple RBI. One and 0. That pitch misses inside to make it 2-0. Yeah, most of the team huddles on the other end of the dugout, and one guy puts the catcher's chest protector. Yeah, it's... Okay. That's so weird. Just like, there's no way he could hit it here again, but if he does, I'll make sure I'm protected and ready. And then he does. Ryan Spielbars. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Cincinnati finally picks up their first hit of the game. Here comes the 1-0. That is hit well and gone. That is blasted into left field, and that will make it 6-2. Man, if he didn't catch that at the wall, could have been cut in half by now, but Cincinnati at least trying to make this interesting. I like that he was like, maybe it won't get out. We got the angle. We got the cut. And it's like, no, this is gone. All right. What can he do here? Does he have a little 2-out magic in him? The righty's fallen behind the last couple of batters. That was a pitch that looked pretty hittable. Gets ahead on the foul ball, 0-1. That is right at the knees. In 2011, you bat flip like that, you're getting, yeah, you're getting beamed in the next one. You're taking it to the cheek or the ribs, the butt cheek. Not the cheek. And a big swing and a miss. So down quickly on strikes. A foul ball, a really nice pitch at the knees, and then a swing and a miss. Olivo, Young, and Terrio coming up for Pittsburgh. Miguel Olivo for the Mariners. 1 for 1 with a single and a run. That one is low and outside. Ball 1. That gets the inside. Or the outside, excuse me. In for a strike. What is happening? There's like a weird extra arm clipping through a funky spot. That'll be... Oh, wow. Sliding catch in left. That stayed up just long enough for him to be able to get there. I mean, if he misses that, he is going... It's at least a double, maybe a triple, but... If you're going to get it, you better get it. One gone for Pittsburgh here in the top of the third. They lead by 4. Crispy Young, Crispy Quick takes a strike. Yeah, there's like, it's like cut weirdly. There's an arm cutting in right below. Huh. Weird, I've never noticed that. It's like copy paste. 1-1. Now I'm locked in on it. That is out to center field. Center fielder makes a trot over to it and makes the catch, out number 2. All right. 1 for 1, a double. He knocked in a run. Ryan Terrio steps up. Oh boy, they're going to call that a strike. Not sure if it's on the swing or on the pitch location. Either way, it's 0-1. Didn't think he went around. Might have been a generous call. Alrighty. Fouls that up the third base line. It'll be 0-2. Pitcher doing a good job here to at least give his offense a chance. A slim one, but still a chance nonetheless. That is... Oh, wow. Caught by the first baseman. The pitcher covers. And that is out number 3. The first clean inning for the Reds defense. 3 up, 3 down, and they trail by 4. I think I found the video. Texas Cal fouls force into the Angels dugout. That sounds right, yeah. Do they even have in the settings for the umpire to be wrong sometimes? Yeah. I mean, we've seen the umpire be wrong. They missed calls at first. A couple of times. But if there is a specific setting for that, I'm not sure. Because I know that when I play, I turn the variable strike zone on. I create my own issues. Who could have screwed me like this? It's just me 3 months previous going, ooh, a variable strike zone will be fun. Or it's oops. Not game summary options. Game displays now. No, that's not helpful. Gameplay settings? Global settings, maybe? Ejections on. I don't know. I think it might be something in there. But there's definitely a dedicated setting in the newer games. That is hit. To third, around to second, back to first, and that's a brutal double play. We tried to look at the settings, and then they immediately hit into 2 outs. I guess you can maybe turn the check swing consistency off. Michael Young steps in. I have noticed that sometimes when it gives us replays, it almost feels like the game is covering a little bit for the umpires. Like, it never gives us a pitch track that is a pitch that the umpire missed. It's always, we'll get a pitch track if it's a swing and miss, or a pitch track if it's like in a good location every once in a while. The game is like, we're protecting our umpires in this game, okay? We're not going to hang them out to dry with letting you know that they made a bad call. Nelson Rad Cruz stepping in. Six to 2. Hope is still alive. A couple outs. Nelson Cruz puts a charge into this one. It is going. It is going. It is gone into the grass. Cincinnati's not done yet. They had a brutal double play and a solo home run that was robbed. But they've still managed to claw this back to 6 to 4. Pittsburgh just needs one out, and they are going to get it right here. Cincinnati, I appreciate you. I tip my cap to you, at least trying to make it interesting. But it will be a 6-4 final. Pirates over the Reds. Gives the Pirates a little bit more breathing room in the National League Central. Puts a little bit of pressure on the Cubs, who we're going to see next, playing Milwaukee. See if they can get a win to keep pace. It'll be interesting to see how some of these series shape up as far as, are they going to be chasing a wild card spot? Is it going to be the wild card going to be the only way that they get in? Blah, blah, blah. Chris Volstad improves to 2-5. Boof Bonser falls to 4-3. Cruz with his 5th. Spiel Barrows, his 2nd home run of the season, and I forgot to point out Nick Markakis, who was 1 for 2 with a double. He knocked in 2 runs. So the Pittsburgh Pirates win the series 3-1. They have 10 more at-bats, 5 additional hits, 8 extra RBI. Jeez. The Reds got a lot of strikeouts, though. 15 of them. And that will do it. So, let's catch up on a couple of scores. Orioles over the Athletics 2-0. Blue Jays over the Red Sox 2-0. Yankees 1-0 winners over the Rays, as are the Nationals 1-0 winners over the Mets. The Phillies beat the Braves 4-3. And we saw that game 6-4. We'll move to Brewers and Cubs, as the Twins and Guardians, who are, I think, 1-2 in the AL Central, if I remember correctly. Don't forget to hit that like button while we're loading in and out of these games. It's the best time to do it. Helps the channel out, helps the video out. While I fix the thumbnail. All right, and we are ready for game number 2. What's that stat? No saves for Texas or Oakland. The Brewers are 14-19. The Cubs are 17-17. They fall a half game further back with the Pittsburgh Pirates win, but they can keep pace with them if they can beat the Brewers today. Starting lineup for Milwaukee is Brian Roberts at second base, a switch hitting second baseman. David Freese is at third. He bats right. Jason Kubel in right field, and Luke Scott at first, 2 lefties. Ruben Tejada is your shortstop. Vernon Wells patrolling left. Ryan Hannigan behind the dish. Angel Sanchez is the designated hitter. All of them are right-handed hitters. And then Niger Morgan rounds it out with a lefty hitter. He is playing center field. Nobody really to talk about for this Brewers lineup, I guess. Chris Capuano. That's something about that. It did make sense. 3.3, 5.17 ERA. 6 games, 15.2 innings pitched. 16, 5, and 10 hits, walks, and strikeouts. There's a look at your Chicago Cubs defense. Is there a C in there? No. Capuano? Capuano? I was like, did I miss a C or did I miss an S in there? The Capusano? Nope. So welcome to Wrigley Field for game number 2. Capuana. Okay. Cap, you want to get a shawarma? Avengers joke for you. Keeping only the freshest references here on youtube.com/ShaunosaurusRex. Right about this time, right about the time this game was coming out, we didn't even have the Avengers yet. We were all excited. We were like, wow, what's it going to be like when Captain America hangs out with Iron Man and hangs out with the other guy, Thor, and then the other guy. Are they ever going to bring Spider-Man into the MCU? Fouled away. What a weird time to be alive. They were still making movie-based video games on those, some of those older Marvel properties. Iron Man 1, 2, Thor 1, Captain America, and the Hulk all have movie tie-in games, which they did not do after Avengers. That is low for a ball. Two and two to the leadoff hitter. As the lefty gets ready, winds and fires. That is hit up the third base line, but foul. Funky to see Wrigley with the bullpen's on the fields. Somebody pointed it out in chat one time about like it's interesting to go back to some of the old like field, the way the field, what's the word for it? Configurations. David Freese steps in. That is hit over to first base. Clean fire to second. Back to first. Pitcher's in time, and that is out number 2. They all have games? Lego games. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about Lego Avengers and Lego something. What were the Lego ones? Lego Avengers. Lego video games. That misses outside. Doop-a-doo. Lego City Undercover, new. Lego Friends, new. Lego. Oh boy, they don't have. Oh, because I have to go to license. There it is. Lego. Marvel Superheroes, that game rocks. That's not what I was looking for, though. Lego Marvel's Avengers. Oh, I guess it was just the one. I forgot about that. That'll be fired over to first for out number 3. Milwaukee picks up a hit, but it's erased by a double play. We'll head to the home half. When this game came out, Avengers was a year from being released in theaters. Oof. Michael Bourne, the center fielder. Alberto Calespo is at third. Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop. J.D. Drew is in right. Ricky Weeks at second. Martin Prado is in left field. Derek Barton at first base. Willie Bloomquist, designated hitter, and Josh Thole is the catcher. Why is that name not ringing a bell? I feel like we've watched a lot of Cubs games, but also not a lot of Cubs games. I think we've had them a bunch recently. John Neese, 0-5. Oh boy, a 12.34 ERA. I mean, we talk about like the confusion there is sometimes with some of these teams, and the Brewers are a team that's a little confusing at times. And then we see a pitching stat like that. 12.34 on the ERA, 0-5 in 6 games, 11.2 innings pitched. He's given up 21 hits, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts. Just brutal. So Michael Bourne will step in. As in for a strike. As the lefty winds and fires inside, brushes him back a little bit. So let's see, we're in 2011. We got 3 Lego games that year. That is in for a strike. We got Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, and Lego Harry Potter. God, that's so many Lego games. Speaking of confusing teams, Mets, we're going to Mets, I guess. Fan base is so confused right now. Yeah. Jorge Polanco's going there on a 2-year deal. That rolls up the third baseline. Was that where he went? I forget. I saw it and I got sad, and then I just tried to move on. Jorge Polanco. That is a broken bat. Foul ball, of all things. Yep, 2-year deal to the Mets. Gross. Gross. Here's Alberto Callespo. Coming up. Ooh, that's a strike on the outside. Looked like a bit of a generous pitch, but a little tricky for us to see because that angle is just a little bit off. And there's just so little in the way of like where the ball hit. But hey, that's what you get in a 2011 PlayStation 2 game, everybody. The Mets telling their fans, saying, hey, don't worry, fans. We sent away Edwin Diaz. We sent away Pete Alonso, but don't worry, we have Jorge Polanco. And that other closer that they brought in from the Yankees. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That is rolled over off the end of the bat. Third baseman bobbles it. They played the sad trumpet music and they still got out. Ooh, still an out. Nice try, I guess. Troy Tulowitzki, 335 or 339 average. 5 home run, 15 RBI, so he's been looking good so far this season. That is foul. That is foul as well. Here comes the left-hander's pitch. It is swung on and missed, so Tulowitzki set down on strikes, and that will do it for the Cubs in the home half. No hits, no walks, no errors. And we will head to the top of the second. Scott, Tejada, and Wells coming in. They're coming up. We have a 17-17 Vikings-Cowboys game at half. That is a strike. That's rolled over foul. Oh, 2. That misses outside, so it'll make it 1-2. Just underway here in the top of the second. That is outside, 2-2. 3-2. He was ahead on him, too. Good patience here from Milwaukee, but unfortunately, it'll lead to a pop-up into, I guess, center field. Really made that center fielder run for it. Second baseman probably could have taken care of it, but he thought, you know what, I'll just go over here. I'll just watch. Don't worry, I got you. I'm over here, buddy. I'm ready to go. Here comes the pitch from the lefty to open him up. It'll be a ball inside. Okay. 1-0. That's rolled over. Shortstop charges. Scoops and fires in time. That is out number 2. So Wells steps in here with 2 gone. See if he can do anything to get this offense going. It's an offense I think it's pretty close to the bottom of the league. I guess I should, or I could. I don't think I should. I could write everybody down and see kind of where they're sitting as far as offense, defense, pitching overall. Check out the ranks there. The most surprising one would be Cleveland, who is ridiculously bad, but still in the lead in the AL Central. See what the result of that game is between the Twins and the Guardians. And he'll dump that into left field for a hit, second hit of the day for the Brewers, and it'll be a single with 2 outs to keep things rolling along. So with 1 on and 2 gone, they'll roll it over to second base. He'll scoop it cleanly and fire to first in time. And the second time a hit has been immediately erased for Milwaukee. This time it ends the inning. We'll head to the home half. It's Drew, Weeks, and Prado coming up, the 4, 5, 6 hitters. J.D. Drew leading off the bottom of the second inning with a .380 average. That pitch is inside and misses for a ball. 1-0. Little lefty-lefty matchup here. That is rolled over, and good news for him is it is a foul ball. Evens the count at 1-1, but it's not an easy out, so I think you'd take that every single time. Here's the lefty's pitch, thought about it, held back. Two and one. That is low for a ball. And, oh boy. That seemed like a bit of a funky call. Looked like that pitch was inside, but they'll call it a strike, and it'll be 3-2 now. Here comes the payoff pitch to the leadoff hitter for the Cubs. It is right to the third baseman. Nice little jab there to just get the ball in the glove, and bing, bang, boom, one away. Ricky Weeks stepping in, 270. 1 home run, 3 RBI. That was, take a look at it here on the replay. Strike zone right here. It looked like it was in for a strike. Gets the strike call on that one. It looked like it was, not only was that pitch, that first pitch, it looked like it was low enough, but it was more over the plate than I thought it was. Batter gets a break. It's 1-1. That one stays upstairs. Pardon me. 2-1. That is rolled up the third base line, foul. Oops. Ooh, man, what a funky at-bat there. He is called out on strikes at the knees. There's the pitch track. It's a running fastball at 93, 3 inches of break. It's a nicely located pitch. Okay, I was correct on the Martin Prado. Just get on base. Hey, I don't know if you've thought about this, but have you considered getting on base? Just a thought. Might be a new concept, might be a new idea. That one's fouled away. Maybe took that advice a little too to heart. That one a little aggressive on a pitch that looked like it was going to stay a little high. 0-2, 2 gone. That one stays way too high for sure. And that'll be 1-2, excuse me. 2 outs here. Bottom of the second. That one's foul. Good defensive swing there to at least keep this at-bat alive. Makes it 1-2. Somehow I turned out headphones completely off. And that one's rolled over foul, third base, or up the third baseline. That is foul ball. Doing a good job staying alive here. Still 1-2. That one misses. Moves his feet a little bit. Catcher blocks it nicely. That evens things up at 2-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Here comes the pitch from the lefty. It is hit to the shortstop. Fires over to first in time, and that is out number 3. So the Cubs cannot get anything going offensively. They are still hitless through 2 innings. Milwaukee has a couple of hits, but they haven't been able to do anything with it. Sanchez, Morgan, and Roberts coming up as the lineup will flip over in the top half of the third. That is in for a strike. A little surprising to see that called a strike, and the other pitch was one that was fairly similar. That was a ball, but whatever. Takes a swing on that and drives it foul. 0-2. And that is hit up the third baseline, foul. That's inside for a ball. That is foul. Sorry about Polanco. I guess you wanted to go lose in New Jersey that bad? I guess. It's okay. Everything will be okay. We're not struggling with it at all. This has been a long at-bat here for the Brewers. They're going to dump this into center field. No, it's a sliding catch. Second sliding catch of the day that we've seen. We can take a look at the replay here. Kind of looked like it hit the ground before it hit his glove, but the replays are always better looking than the in-game action. Always just looks like the ball's in like a slightly different spot, but then they give them the result. It's very weird. Niger Morgan steps in. That is inside for a ball. I do wonder how hard the Mariners pursued Polanco. I guess they at least got Josh Naylor back, so there's at least a victory. Do you trust Ben Williamson at third at a full season? Do you trust... Who did they bring up at second last year? That is a bunt. Ooh, right in front of home plate. Boy, he took his time there. Good hustle up the first base line. Almost got there. It was kind of a funky and slow, like, he grabs it, takes like a whole hop that way, but does finally get the out. Young? Was it Cole Young? He had a walk-off hit. That pitch misses low. Let's see. Search. Popped foul. Let's see. Canzone was a DH. That's not a game that I want to look at. I can't remember who it was. Cole Young. I guess we could just search that. That might help. Was he second baseman? Second baseman and shortstop for the Seattle Mariners. So, I don't know. Do they really want Polanco back? I mean, you want the hero of the 15-inning game back, I'm sure. But do you trust Cole Young to go do it? They have a good farm system. That is strike three on the outside corner. So we head to the bottom of the third. No score, Barton, Bloom. Yeah, Barton, Bloomquist, and Thole. Good power hitting switch hitters are hard to come by. That was going to be the next thing I was kind of thinking, because you're absolutely right. But his glove is lacking. I mean, use him as a DH. Like, if you believe in Cole Young, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to use him as a designated hitter who can, you know, is Polanco. I mean, how many is Polanco going to lose you games at second? Probably not. I don't know. The Mariners are they're in an interesting spot. There was an article the other day, or a notification, I guess, I saw that was like, Alex Bregman likes Seattle. Like, okay. All right. Here comes the lefty. He will appeal down to third. He did not go. This is pretty obvious. Lefty-lefty matchup here. It is a 2-1 count. That one stays upstairs. Here comes the 2-2. That'll be up the first base line foul. Cubs in an interesting spot. They don't have a hit yet, but they're one good swing away from ending this on a walk-off. That's a way to come up with your first hit of the game. That's foul. Man, that'll be rolled over to the second baseman. The second time they've tried to play the sad trombone or sad trumpet or whatever it is. Womp, womp, womp. And then they still get thrown out. Which is weird because the Mets GM said he was going to go defense-centric this offseason. Soto needs to DH. He has a worse glove than anyone. Yeah, it's wild. They're going to pay so much money for a designated hitter. He's just not good. That is foul. And that's foul as well. And that'll be rolled over to the third baseman. He'll make the play, fire strong across the diamond, and that is out number 2, excuse me. Josh Tolley. All right, last out for the Cubs here. We're talking about the Mets, so I have them on the brain. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Starts them inside with the ball. And he pulls that one foul. That is down low. Two and one. Still no hits here registered for the Chicago Cubs. That's a strike on the outside. That feels like a bit of a generous call. The Brewers have misplayed a couple of balls in the infield, and they've still been able to get the out. So it's not even like Chicago's had base runners via errors or anything. And that will send us to the top of the fourth. It's been pretty abysmal game here in Chicago. Freese, Kubel, and Scott coming up. Milwaukee has a couple hits, but nothing else. Isn't it odd that two New Jerseys call themselves New York? Yeah, it's really weird. It's very confusing. That is hit out to left center field, but it'll drift to the center fielder. That is a quick out number 1 for Milwaukee in the top of the fourth. Do the Cubs just need to survive to the bullpen before they get something going? Or is it maybe going to be the second time around that'll do the trick for them? Jason Kubel steps in, the lefty. Facing the lefty. Kubel right to the shortstop, who gloves it cleanly and fires to first. That is out number 2. So very quick outs here in the top of the fourth for the Milwaukee Brewers. Luke Scott. And they rhyme. Nets and Mets. That is right to the third baseman. So very quick top of the fourth for the Milwaukee Brewers. And that'll again put the Cubs in a position where the one swing can end it for them. It'll be the top of the order coming up. And the Brewers will go to the bullpen, so maybe this is what they needed. Joel Zumaya. I was right on the money. 13 games with a 2-1 record. He had, let's see, has one save. Yeah, one save with a 1.10 ERA. Okay. 16.1 innings pitched with 6 walks and 14 strikeouts. He does not get the call. Oops. Where was that? Swung on and missed. Okay, maybe a little bit high, a little bit outside. Just trying to figure out. I didn't understand that. Wasn't sure how he missed that. 1-1. That pitch misses low. Oh, Mets and Jets. Mets are in Brooklyn. I forgot that they moved. Because they were the New Jersey Nets when I was younger. And then I was thinking about NBA Live 2003, which had Jason Kidd on the cover. Anywho. Mets and Jets. The Jets who play in MetLife Stadium or whatever. And he is fair up the first base line, but he's not going to be able to get there in time as it is an out. That's not a great way to commentate that. It's a nice play by the first baseman to get to the pitcher. We're going to be here forever. This game, there's been nothing happening. The Cubs don't have a hit. The Brewers have 2, but they immediately hit into a double play, and then it was an out after the second single. You're kidding me. Hit the ball in like a play. I don't want to be here in Chicago forever. Oh my goodness. I watched the entirety of that stupid Packers game today. Micah Parsons probably tore his ACL. Christian Watson was out. That interception changed everything. That's an out. It's a beautiful diving play. It's a really nice job out there. It keeps the Mets hitless yet again. Tejada, Wells, and Hannigan. They have been no hit through 4 innings. Ruben Tejada. We're getting irritated with a PlayStation 2 game. Might not be 100% warranted. I'll be honest. Here comes the pitcher from the Cubs, lefty. That stays inside. I don't think we've had walks on either side. No, because it would have been a single, and then a double play, and then a single, and then out number 3, so. I think with that at-bat, the Brewers saw as many pitches in that one at-bat, which was only 3, as they did in the entire previous inning, which I think was 3, maybe 4. Either way, it's an out into center field. That'll bring in Vernon Wells. That misses low for a ball. That is foul. Slicing away. It's the longest extra innings game you remember in this sim, 6 innings. I think we've seen 6 innings a couple of times. That stays outside. There's a strike. It is weird because sometimes some of the higher scoring games take a while because they have obviously they go through a lot of batters and everything. But the 6 inning games seem like they're on the lower scoring side of things. That is a really nice curveball on the outside. Batter does not agree with the call. And this angle is not going to help us at all. But he's rung up on strikes, and they will head to the bullpen, and they'll bring in the righty Jeremy Jeffries. 3 games, no saves, an 0-1 record with a 1.93 ERA, 4.2 innings pitched, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. That is a pitch outside for ball number 1. That'll be rolled over to the third base side. Spins and fires over to first in time for the out. And that will do it. So Drew Weeks and Prado, as the Chicago Cubs look for anything here in this game. Can they get a hit? Can they get a walk? Can they get anything? That stays inside. Imagine trying to tell someone in 2011 about the future, but all you could tell them is that, oh, it's tell them about the Manfred runner? Yeah. Hey, in 2025, in the regular season, they're going to start with a runner on second in extra innings, which wouldn't help us in this case. Here comes the 1-1. It is fouled back to make it 1-2. Swung on and missed, and that will do it for his at-bat as he is... the Cubs can't do anything. They cannot, for the life of them, pick up a hit. Ricky Weeks steps in. That one stays upstairs for a ball. That is a strike right at the knees, so... Count now 1-1 with 1 gone. Bottom 5. That stays outside. Lots of strikeouts too, just ugly batting by both teams. Yeah, it's been bad. That's fouled away. There have been a couple of good, like a couple nice pitches that have been for like strikeouts looking, but there's nothing. I don't think there's like a worse combination. Did he? They're not going to check. I thought he might have gone on that swing. There's been a pretty bad combination of like just horrible swings and that's outside. Okay. The Cubs get their first base runner in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out. It is a walk. Prado will now promptly hit into a double play. The game, which is already bad at doing the double play, will actually manage to turn a double play. Just kidding. He'll punch that into left field. Oh no, have the Cubs figured out how to hit the ball? Winning run is at second base now. Derek Barton. That missed inside, I guess. Huh. Looked like a pretty good pitch to me, but I'm not the umpire. It's 1-0. 1 out, 2 runners on. That stays inside for a ball. That'll make it 1-1. Or 2-0. What the hell, Sean? What are you talking about? What are you doing? 2-0. There is a strike. I was so convinced that other pitch was a strike that I forgot to count. 2-1 now. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It is swung on. It is hit to the shortstop. To second, over to first. And we're going to the top of the 6th inning. This game is so bad at double plays, yet apparently it hates the Cubs. The infield for Milwaukee has bobbled multiple routine ground balls and still gotten the outs. This is what a bizarre game. We're heading to the top of the 6th, and some of us aren't maybe thrilled about that. That pitch misses outside. Great, excellent. That's exactly what you want to see. Went to try and bunt it, but back to the backstop it goes. Here comes the righty's pitch. Swung on and missed. All right. Morgan takes a strike, looking for the 0-1 count. This game feels like the one that's going to break the record. That's low. That is rolled over to the shortstop. Fires cleanly over to first, and that is out number 2. It was out number 2. Hey, we got it right. Yeah, let's go. What is happening? He didn't bring that. That ball was so far off the plate. Here's the pitch. Fouls it away. That almost clipped his leg, but it was a strike. Oh my goodness. 0-2 with the foul ball. That one's rolled over foul. Foul up the first baseline. And that's foul up the first base, or third baseline. Staying alive. Not a great at-bat. Tried to lay down a bunt, but took a strike. It's been swing city ever since. Finally lays off a pitch as that one stays low. 1-2. Oh my God. Okay, so not a good pitch or swing for strike 3. Hey, we're heading to the bottom of the 6th. It's 0-0. Bloomquist, Tolle, and Bourne, excuse me. I was so locked in on the middle guy's name that I butchered the one that's fairly easy. Okay. We are 3 outs away from achieving. There is a strike at the knees. We are 3 outs away from achieving our longest game yet. And actually pushing into my brain going, do we have time for 2 more games? Or do we just push 1 more game? That is hit well, but it is going to drift foul. Thought they might answer right there and just get it over with, but it's just a long strike, and it's an 0-2 count. That is foul up the first base line. That is foul up the third base line. Just foul. Ever so barely foul. 0-2 is the count. Nobody out here. Bottom 6th. A scoreless game. I know I was rooting for ultimate chaos, but if this is the Chicago Cubs that's going to show up in the playoffs, maybe just give it to the Pirates. At least they scored some runs. If you put the Reds in as well, that's fine too. They made that game interesting with a 6-4 final. That pitch is in the dirt. Here comes the 2-2. It's going to be hit into left field. Left fielder gets a hold of it and fires it into second base, and that will be a single. And the Brewers are going to go to another bullpen arm. It's a lefty, Brian Tyatt. Talent. Oh, okay. Great. 1 game, 0s in a lot of places. 1 strikeout, though. And 2.2 innings pitched. Tolle steps in here. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Tries to get the inside edge of the strike zone, but looks like it was just a touch inside. That one stays out. Forces the runner to slide back to first. They'll check on the runner over there, and he will be back in safely, as he has been every single time they have ever thrown over in this franchise. That'll be rolled to the pitcher. He'll start 1. Fires over to first for 2. We're never leaving. This game hates the Chicago Cubs, but the Brewers aren't good enough to end the misery. Michael Bourne. I mean, it's a good pitching change. They get a couple of lefties in a row. He is going to bobble it, and that is finally the bobble that breaks through. And it's the one time that I don't think they played the womp, 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 womp. Because they played it 2 or 3 other times, and they were actually able to get the out. Okay. I thought we were heading for inning number 7. But instead, it's going to bring Alberto Crespo up. He has a chance to end this mercifully. Teased us with a good piece of contact right there. Oh no. Oh no. It's going to be the catcher. Will he get it? He does. Okay. For some reason the thing was stuck up there and I got confused. Milwaukee commits the error. And the Cubs hit into another double play. And we are going somewhere we have never been before. It is inning number 7. It was asked in the chat just not too long ago. What's the longest extra innings game you remember in this sim? Forget everything you've known about this sim. It is this game right here. Milwaukee and Chicago, inning number 7. That misses outside. We're going to get a real 9-inning game. Yeah, we're going to get a... Thank God. No, please no. Please no. 2-1. That is hit to the second baseman. He bobbles it, but gets there in time for out number 1. And they will head to the bullpen. Just kidding. It's just reminding us that the commentators are Matt Vasgersian, Dave Campbell, and Rex Hudler. Before telling us about Jason Kubel. Why would they tell you who the commentators are in the 7th inning? You've been listening to this for an hour plus, or nearly an hour, and they're like, oh, we should tell them who the commentators are just in case. In the current games, it's in like the 2nd or 3rd. Maybe the 4th. They usually give you the umpire update in inning 2, maybe 3, depending on how quickly it's going. I guess it doesn't really make any sense, but either way, we're here. We're in the 7th inning. There is 1 gone. We know who the commentators are. We're slowly losing it. It's a 1-1 count. That is foul up the first base line. That is hit well, but foul up the first base line. That stays well outside. And that is a ball. Two and two. That is hit well out to left field. The left fielder is chasing it, but he'll come up short of the warning track, making the grab. And there's out number 2. I guess start placing your bets in the chat now. Do you think, are we going to get, how deep into this game are we going to get? How much longer? They're going to the bullpen. They're bringing in a righty. Rafael Betancourt. 1 game. He threw 1 out. 1 strikeout. Cool. That's his season. They're paying him, let's say, $1 million for 1 out at this point. That's hilarious. Boy, if this game worked the way it was supposed to, either of these teams would have bullpens for tomorrow, or would have to hope that they have days off. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That gets the outside edge for a strike. That's in for a ball. That is hit to the shortstop. He will field it cleanly and in time for out number 3. So we will head technically to the 7th inning stretch, which we have never seen before. That's it. All right. Troy Tulowitzki is 0 for 2. He has a strikeout on the day. As you will take a look at this left-handed pitcher. That will be strike number 1. Swung on and missed. Big old hero swing right there. And that misses low for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. Thought about swinging. Did he go? He did. They're going to call him out on the check swing. Doesn't agree with it, but he'll go return to the bench. As we look to head to uncharted territory yet again with inning number 8. 1 down for the Cubs. The lefty shakes his head and fires the pitch that's going to be hit to the shortstop. And 1 pitch, 1 out for out number 2. Oof. I'll call it a strike. Looks like it was right at the knees. Can't imagine that they called that on the swing. That one stays outside for a ball. 1-1. That gets the inside corner. Oh my goodness. We are 1 strike away from inning number 8, folks. These are supposed to be 3-inning games. But the MLB The Show franchise loves to continue to just break me in half. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled away. We'll do it again.
That ball's foul.
And strike 3. We're going to inning number 8. Oh, man. 4 total hits, 1 error. Tejada, Wells, and Hannigan coming up. You know what? Give us real extra innings, you know? Let's go 15. That is in for a strike. That is in for a strike. Got the outside corner. Nice pitch. It'll be 0-2. That'll be hit into center field. So the 3rd hit of the day for the Milwaukee Brewers. It's another single, as all of them have been. They've had a runner on second. We haven't seen anybody on third, which should not be surprising to you. The Cubs are going to go to the bullpen yet again. No, they're going to go to a pinch runner. My apologies. Greg Golson. So they will try to bring in somebody to maybe get around and score. Vernon Wells is 1 for 2 with a single on the day. That is in for a strike. Swung on and missed. And that is strike number 3. Nice location. That low inside corner. Ryan Hannigan. He's 0 for 2. That is in for a strike. I don't know about that one, but we'll let it roll. And that is strike number 2. Strike 3 for an out. They got a hit. They got a hit. And then 2 strikeouts. Oh boy, they put a pinch runner on and everything. 2 gone here in the top of the 8th and 1 runner on. I'm a little surprised that they have not put the pinch runner in motion. Yep. As he throws a nice pitch there to make it 0-1. That is in for strike 2. Oh, 0-2 with 2 outs. 1 runner on first. That one stays upstairs. Nice job by the catcher there to grab that. Uh-oh. That'll be hit out to right field. Right fielder makes the grab. So Prado, Barton, and Bloomquist are going to come up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's right, the 8th inning. These are supposed to be 3-inning games, and that is Luis Valbuena is going to be playing shortstop now. Well, that pitch misses low. That is hit right to the right fielder. We had hopes, we had dreams. We're still here. We're still here in Chicago. We're falling apart. One of the better pieces of hitting all day for the Chicago Cubs, but unfortunately it's right at the right fielder. And that is foul. That pitch stayed outside for a ball. What's happening? That's... Two-two count here, bottom eighth, one out. It's a lefty-lefty matchup here. That is into center, okay. Little looper into center field. So they will bring in yet another pitcher. It'll be a right-handed pitcher this time around. Tony Pena's 1-1 in 2 appearances. No saves, 2.25 ERA. 4 innings, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Pitch number 1. Looked pretty hittable, but it's a strike. That'll be rolled. It's going to get through, and it's going to get into center field. It'll be first and third. That's a brutal break for the Brewers. It wasn't really his fault. I mean, he got the hitter to roll over the pitch, but the shortstop and the second baseman, neither of them could get to it. Josh Tolley stepping in. Are we done? Is this it? They're going to put a runner in motion to second. The throw down is not in time. Removes the double play. It's a bold play, because if it goes for out number 2, then... Oh, they're going to intentionally walk? Okay. All right, so bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Reestablishes the double play that they probably should have had on the previous at-bat. Ooh. Oh, man. It looked low. Either way, it's strike number 1. The winning run is 90 feet away. Pitch comes in and hit foul. 0-2. That will be lifted into center field. They are going to tag at third. The throw is in. The relay went to third base, and that will mercifully finally do it. It is a 1-0 Cubs victory. This game does not understand how to work with just 3 innings, but that's okay, because we are finally done here in Chicago. Oh my gosh. He'll throw his glove at the wall. He wasn't put in a great position, but Chris Capuano gets the player of the game. He went 4.2 innings. He gave up 2 hits and struck out 2. Betancourt improves to 1-0. Talent falls to 0-1. And look at that. Just zeros until finally Chicago broke through. And that will mercifully do it. It is 1-0. And that means that it is a series split between these Cubs and Brewers. God, those are awful stats. I don't want to watch either of these teams again. They both batted under 200. Ugh. Ugh. Well, okay. So, fell asleep to that dredge of the game. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Twins take out the Guardians 7-5. Guess we should have watched that game because that would have at least been fun. Goodness gracious. We can't look at the score, which is unfortunate because that would have been fun. We are going to move on down to the Giants and the Marlins for our third game of the day. Paul Holm and Derek Holland. Oh, good. Oh, Maholm. Derek Holland. All right. How many innings do we get in this wonderful game? A couple of pitchers who are both 3-2. Welcome on into Miami for Game 3. San Francisco is 14-20. The Marlins are 19-15. This is one of the series that we had not covered yet. Russell Martin will be the catcher. He'll lead off for the San Francisco Giants. Ryan Zimmerman at third base. Carl Crawford in left. Lou Montañez is in right field. Mitch Moreland at first. Edgar Renteria is the shortstop. Mark Ellis at second. Wilson Ramos is your designated hitter. And Nate McLouth is in center field. Largely right-handed lineup with the lefty starting for both sides. But in this case, it would obviously be for the Marlins. The lefty is Derek Holland, 3-2 with a 2.84 ERA, 6 games, 19 innings, 24-8-12. Did I read that correctly? I did. No, I didn't. It was 15. Darn it. That's close. That was close. So here we go. Russell Martin stepping up. He will lead things off against this left-handed pitcher. And almost gets it off to a loud start, but obviously well foul. The leadoff batters continue to be incredibly aggressive at the plate. And they will roll over that one, so out number 1 is quick. 2 pitches, 2 swings. 1 gone. Lefty fires that one inside, and it's high. So it'll be a ball. 1-0. Lefty winds and fires. That'll be hit to the second baseman in time. For out number 2, Carl Crawford's next. 2 home runs, 12 RBI, 8 stolen bases. That's a nice number to have. That is inside. 1-0. Crawford gets a swing off, but drives it foul the opposite way. 1-1 the count here. Lefty readies and fires. Swung on and missed. Definitely caught more of the plate than he wanted it to, but was able to locate that below the knees and get the swing over the top of it. Crawford with a good eye to take that pitch well off the plate to make it 2-2. That'll be rolled up the first baseline foul. And he'll put a charge into this one, but it's a routine play for the center fielder. That will take care of the top half of the first. And we'll go to the home half. The Ghost Man leads things off. Ooh, you can't see him. It's Hammond Haney, which is a name I don't believe we have called here in this, but I think because the left-handed starting pitcher is there, which is I think a rarity against Florida, we get Hammond Haney playing center field. It'll be called Paul Konerko at first, Alex Rodriguez at third, Pat Burrell in left, Todd Helton at the designated hitter spot. That we usually recognize. He's in the 5 spot rather than the 2 spot. Chris Iannetta is the catcher, Orlando Cabrera at short, Garrett Jones in right, and Danny Espinoza is at second. So 2 true lefties for this Florida Marlins team. The switch hitting Espinoza at the bottom of the lineup. And they'll face Paul Mahome, who's a name we've called before. 6.89 ERA with a 3-2 record in 6 starts. I was not even close to getting that one. Come on. 15.2 innings pitched, 22, 7, and 6. Hits, walks, strikeouts. So here we go. Haney. And I'll take a ball outside. Was it Haney? Did I put an extra L in there? I did, yeah. So I wanted to call it Hanley. Haney, yeah. He'll take a pitch low. Makes it 2-0. I love giving players extra letters in their names. Some extra I's, E's, L's, just for fun. Mahomes can't find the zone. He has missed wide, he's missed low, and he's missed inside. Almost got him, but just brushes him back. Makes it 3-0. You'd imagine this is a hands-off take, but the game's been funkily aggressive in spots lately. And that is a good take, as it will get him to work a walk against the lefty. Catcher will come out to try and settle him down a little bit. As Paul Konerko will step in. Batting .234, 3 home runs, 6 RBI. He is safe as they fail to pick off the runner yet again. 0 for about 100. And that misses low. Goodness gracious. This might be the worst start to a pitcher's day that we have seen. 5 straight balls. There's a strike to make it 1-1. I mean, at this point, I think all you'd really be looking for is just give him something hittable enough that can roll over for a double play. The lefty is ready. That one stays upstairs. 2-1. That stays outside. Mahomes has thrown 8 pitches, 7 balls, 1 strike. And that is the first time that they even get a swing from Florida. And they are able to work the double play, so good break for them. It'll bring up Alex Rodriguez. 309 average. And that is outside. So 1-0. Rodriguez dribbles that one to the third baseman. He'll fire across the diamond in time. And even though he walked him on 4 pitches and did not pitch particularly well, he still gets out of the he still gets out of it clean. Ends up facing the minimum thanks to the double play. And that will bring up the Giants for the top of the second inning. That pitch is outside, 1-0. That is rolled up the third baseline, foul. Swung on, and they'll call it a strike. Looked like he checked the swing, but pretty good pitch location. Here comes the 1-2. That one's well outside. And that'll be hit out to right field. Right fielder will chase it into foul territory. He'll make the grab right by the bullpen. Shout out to those seats on the ground there. Lefty winds and fires. Misses low. 1-0. Oh boy. Is today a day where the game just decides that it can't hit anything? That stays inside for a ball. Nice strike there from the pitcher. And that'll make it 1-2, 2-1. 2-1 with 1 out in the top of the second. Coming off maybe the biggest snooze fest of the year. That one's fouled away. Makes it 2-2. Foul. Looks like this Sunday night game is winding down. Minnesota's up by 8. Appeal to third. They're going to say he went. I don't agree with that. Oh, boy. That is a bad break for San Francisco. We'll get a look at the replay here. He did not go. There's no shot that he went. No shots. Edgar Renteria stepping in. So a rough second out there for San Francisco. Edgar Renteria steps in to take a look at the lefty who fires a strike in. 0-1. That'll be charged into right field. You're killing me, Blue. Yeah, that one's maybe the worst check swing strike call we've seen all season. We will head to the home half of the second. It'll be led off by a San Francisco Giant, followed by 2 Colorado Rockies. So, Pat Burrell. See what he can do here for the hometown Florida Marlins. That is in for a strike. Oof. Did not look like a good swing. Makes it 0-2. And that'll be swung on and missed toward the outside part of the plate, but gets him to go, and that will be a strikeout to lead things off. That pitch well outside, so fooled him there. It'll be Todd Helton stepping up. Lefty winds, lefty fires, and gets a pitch low but over the heart of the plate. Comes a little more down the middle than he probably wanted it. That one. Rolled to the third base line, foul. So it's 0-2 now. Lefty winds and fires, and it's rolled up the first base line, foul. Stays alive. And thought about it, did not go. Gets away from the catcher, but it doesn't matter because there's nobody on base. Helton again. Helton is in auto swing mode here. He's thought about it on the last couple that really weren't even close after fouling off a few pitches in a row. 2-2 with one gone. Here's the lefty's pitch. It's fouled away, so Helton putting up quite the at-bat here. Like his run is the game-winning run. I love it. And he'll... Oof, nice play by the first baseman. Fires over to the pitcher in time, and that'll be out number 2. Chris Iannetta coming in. We so frequently see that play. It happens, and it's the defender diving over the top of the ball. Just not even close, but a great play by the first baseman there. Keeps a runner off the base paths, and that pitch stayed inside well off the plate for ball number 1. That'll be... They're going to call that fair up the third base line. It's going to get into left field. It'll just be a single, but I thought that might go foul. We usually just get the replay of the swing, so would have been nice to see it go up the third base line. No such luck. Misses that pitch high and outside for a ball. 1-0 with 2 outs. 1 on. That misses low. That one stays upstairs as well. He's losing that feel a little bit. We saw the 4-pitch walk to the very first batter of the game. Now he's got a 3-0 count working against this hitter. And he walked him. Don't know about that last one, but it's a 4-pitch walk for the second time today. Then for the second time today, immediately after that, the catcher will come out and talk to him. So here comes the pitch to the left-handed batter, and it'll be a strike at the knees to get ahead 0-1, 2 on, 2 gone. Swing and a miss on that one to make it 0-2. Looking to get out of a bit of a jam here in the bottom of the second. Pitcher sets, fires. It's rolled over foul up the third base line. And that'll be hit into right field. That is going to get deep into right field and around the runner at third. They're going to send the other one behind him, and it's a good... Really? They were able to get 2 on that? I thought it was going to be a bad call because the throw looked like it came in. We could take a look at the back end of that. That is maybe the most brutal time to score in these 3-inning games. It's 2 outs. You come across, or 2 runs come across. First one scores, no problem. Got it. Now it looks like he does get that right hand in. Yeah, it looks like it's just on that edge of the plate. It looks like he's getting stepped on there. That's a tight play, but a good call by the umpire. That pitch is way outside, as he has had trouble finding the zone with consistency in this game. Here comes the 1-0. That is in for a strike. It'll make it 2-1, or 1-1. 1-1 with 2 outs, not 2-1 with 1 out. Whoops. That is in for a strike to make it 1-2. Boy, I said the joke and really threw myself off there. 1-2, 2 gone. There's a runner on second. The lefty is ready. He fires. It gets, or it's in the dirt and blocked nicely by the catcher. That one's outside. And that misses low for a ball. So another walk issued by the lefty for the Giants. He has issued 3 of them in 1.2 innings. He's given up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 strikeout. 37 pitches. And here's Muhammad Haney. He's already been issued a walk, so we'll see how aggressive he wants to be. I'd imagine you take the first pitch regardless. And we'll give him the strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. That misses outside to make it 1-1. That is outside. 2-1. That gets the umpire's call at the knees for a strike. 2-2. And that's hit up the third baseline foul. And that's rolled over. Back to the backstop. And that's hit foul. So, Muhammad here. Haney putting up quite the at-bat with 2 outs. 2-1, 2-2. The bottom of the second with a 2-run lead. Deuce is wild, as they say. And swung on and missed. So, just 2 runs scored. It was almost just the 1 run. Nice slide by Florida to get their hand in as it was getting absolutely crushed. It'll be up to Ellis, Ramos, and McLeod for San Francisco, who has 0 hits in this game so far. That is hit foul. Swung on and missed for a strike. 0-2. Not a good start here for the Giants in the top half of the third. The home team, Florida Marlins, leading 2-0. That is swung on and missed, and that'll be out number 1. Wilson Ramos. Oh, God. Is that a 100 batting average? Oh, my goodness. I tried to get a hold of the frame, but... yeah, 100 on the batting average. Brutal for Ramos. And so look to just try and get on and keep this line moving. Ooh, that's probably the best pitch he's going to see in this at-bat. I bet he would want that one back. Oh, 0-2 with 1 out. And that's low for a ball. That's inside. Two and two with 1 gone. Here comes the pitch from the lefty. It is swung on and hit up the first base line. He's there to make the play. It fires to the pitcher in time. It's out number 2. as the Marlins really came up clutch with those 2 runs in the bottom of the second. Nate McLouth, last chance, the lefty. We're going to keep this game alive for the Giants. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Family needs me. All right, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. I appreciate it. Have a good one. That is in for strike number 2. Here comes the 0-2. And it is swung on and missed for strike 3. So, San Francisco can't even get a hit. Holland comes up with a nice victory for the Marlins. And that Marlins offense takes advantage of a pitcher who was never really in the zone in a consistent manner. They're able to pull off a 2-0 victory. And that will do it for the series. Derek Holland is your player of the game. 3 innings, no hits, 3 strikeouts. He improves to 4-2. Paul Mahone falls to 3-3. And that will do it. That's a little more what we're looking for from this game, by the way. Is like a nice tidy game that isn't an hour. An hour plus. Florida wins the series 3-1. 10 strikeouts on each side. It looks like it's probably there's a 4.66 ERA and a 1.50 ERA. So they pitched 9.2. They pitched an extra inning in 3 of them. Let's see. Let's go look at today's games. Giants and Marlins. There's Marlins. 1-0. Why is that ERA so high? 1-0. 2-1. Interesting. All right. Here we are back where we need to be. We left off at Brewers Cubs, that misery of a game. Astros over the Cardinals 2-0. Diamondbacks over the Padres 1-0. These two teams are kind of beating each other up and like removing themselves from the playoff race. Rockies over the Dodgers 3-0. The Tigers over the White Sox 4-1. We watched the Marlins 2-0 victory over the Giants, and we will head down to the final game of the day, which is the Mariners and the Rangers. And here are your starting lineups. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Don't forget, if you are enjoying the stream, hit that like button. And we're gonna just kind of hope for a quick game here. Welcome on into Texas. It's an AL West divisional matchup. The Mariners are 20-13. The Texas Rangers are 14-19. Mariners lead the American League West. And the Rangers, I believe, at the bottom. Brett Gardner is the left fielder. He will lead things off, followed by Kurt Suzuki, the catcher. Ichiro's out in right. Aramis Ramirez is at third base. Travis Hafner at first. Brett Wallace is your designated hitter. Reed Brignac is the shortstop. Ian Kinsler at second. Milky Cabrera in center field. He is a switch hitter. Gardner is going to be interesting if they get him on. Do they try to steal with him? Suzuki and Ichiro have both been good. That lefty lane, Hafner, Wallace, and Brignac, helped a win against the Tigers. Bergman is 1-4 with a near 5 ERA in just 6 starts. 14.2 innings pitched, 19-6-9 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Here's a look at your Texas Rangers defensive lineup. Milton Bradley, shout out. And you can see there why I would point that out. 11 stolen bases on the season. We saw him have a couple against Detroit. I think it was that same game where they had that lefty lane. I think against the left-handed pitcher. come up big. Well, welcome to Texas. Fourth and final game of the day. The NFL is going to end in Texas, and so are we. That is low for ball one. 34-26 your final. Vikings over the Cowboys. Good news for me. The Packers lost today, but at least the Cowboys did as well. He rolls over that one as it's fired to first. Can't quite beat it out, and it's one gone. So they'd be 6-7-1, so they'd be able to max out at 9 wins. So the Cowboys are close to being eliminated from playoff contention, which is always a positive for me as a person who despises the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, and 1. Suzuki takes the ball inside. That'll be 1-1 with 1 gone. Gardner is a really good guy for the Mariners to get on first base. 11 steals is huge, and it sets up good hitters behind him. Suzuki with a nice eye on the outside. Looks at a ball. Here comes the 2-1. That is a rolled foul up the first base line. Here comes the 2-2. That stays upstairs. Good eye to make it 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way. Hit well, but it will be foul. Into the crowd, the right fielder took a look at it, but not going to be able to make a play. Suzuki with another take on the outside, and he will walk. So 1 on with 1 out. That'll bring up Ichiro. Ichiro a skosh under 300. A couple stolen bases, 1 home run, 4 RBI on the season for him. Oh boy, that ball gets away from him. Suzuki will make it all the way to second easily. That is not good. So that puts a runner in scoring position. As Ichiro takes the ball upstairs, 2-0. So the recent Seattle Mariners number retiree. They'll be retiring Randy Johnson's 51. May 2nd. That is smacked foul. That is in for a strike. That one's up the third baseline foul. So Ichiro putting together a good at bat, 2-2. Perhaps looking at that RBI on second. That one just misses. Maybe Ichiro getting a bit of the benefit of a call there. That is a 3-2 now. Last couple of batters have had 3-ball counts. And he misses wide again. So, Kurt Suzuki and Ichiro Suzuki. That's not right. That's not right. Hold on. Oh, it is Kurt Suzuki. Okay. I thought I was incorrect. Gets a strike on the outside corner. And that's going to be rolled over to the third baseman. He'll fire to second. That is the out. Huh? They had one out. Was that caught on the fly? He tagged Ichiro on the run. I think he accidentally hits him. That is bizarre. Here's your Texas Rangers starting lineup. It's Matt Kemp in center field, Adam LaRoche at first, Jay Bruce in right, Dan Ugla at second, Ian Stewart's at third baseman, Dan Johnson designated hitter, shortstop Ian Desmond, Mike Napoleon Dynamite is your catcher, and Milton Bradley out in left. That was a very bizarre double play. But that's also how this game works sometimes, where it's just like, I don't know, there's something about it that just feels more like circumstantial than like actually happening. Like it just kind of accidentally goes through. Yeah, I wasn't going to get a shot at that at all. Jurgens, 4-0 with a 3.50 ERA in 6 starts. 18 innings pitched, 21-7 and 7. I think you'd like to see those strikeouts a little bit higher, but at the same time, the fact that he has no losses on the season is a good sign. So he will face the right-handed pitcher for Texas, or right-handed batter for Texas, excuse me. Left that one a little more over the plate, but does get the strike call. And it isn't absolutely obliterated. That's a rolled foul. Nearly into the camera well, but it'll be strike number 2. Just underway here in the bottom of the first inning. If you're just joining, welcome on in. Swung on and missed, so Kemp will take a seat after 3 straight strikes. 4-seam, 93 miles an hour, early on the swing timing. A couple of teams in the NFL clinched playoff berths. Green Bay fell to number 7 in the wild card. They would go to Chicago to face Chicago, and they'll be in Chicago Saturday. Oh and 1. That pitch is in for a strike. You can kind of see why Jurgens has such a nice win-loss record. He's really... Okay, all right. You could have let me finish the sentence before you whiffed it to the catcher. Swung on and missed, but he is attacking in the zone. Whew. Very late on the swing timing. 4-seam at 93 on the inside. Jay Bruce is batting 170. He'll be the third batter for the Texas Rangers here. Final game of I think it's a 3-game set between these two teams. We get a whole batch of fresh new series starting tomorrow. And there'll be a few extra new series on Tuesday for us. Be live at 6 p.m. Pacific time on both of those days. That is inside for a ball. He'd really been finding the zone, but then it falls behind 2-0 to this batter. Finally finds one in the strike zone. Makes it 2-1. and miss. 2-2. Now it's a rolled over foul. That's inside. That'll fill up the count. 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch with 2 outs. And issues a walk. Okay, so really aggressive in the zone as we look at Dan Ugla in my favorite photo in this game. Just take the picture. He was really aggressive in the zone. I think in the first 7 pitches went to the first 2 batters. It was a 6-1 or 1-6 as the first baseman, He threw 1 ball to 6 strikes and then kind of fell apart in that third at-bat. The only pitch he missed in those first 2 at-bats was that pitch that went into the dirt. He's able to induce an easy ground ball, and we will head to the top of the second with Travis Hafner leading off. Leading off for Seattle. It's inside and low for a ball. 1-0. Now, last time we saw a team chant overrated in a Seattle Mariners game, they went for a home run. It was Vladimir Guerrero with the Angels in the last time we had the Mariners on the channel. They chanted overrated, then he hit his first home run of the season. See what Hafner can do here. 2-0. That is going to get the strike call on the inside. 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Hafner with a big swing. Nice pitch from the Rangers there. Pulled the string. Really dropped that curveball in nicely. And it's 2-2. Swung on and missed. Hafner down on strikes. He got ahead 2-0. And then just one well-located pitch that got called a strike. And then 2 big swings, and he is set down. Brett Wallace steps up. He will drive this to left center field. Left fielder is going to make the grab. It kind of looked like it drifted over towards him. As it came off the bat and it made the cut on the camera, it seemed like it was going to hit that gap pretty perfectly, but that's Milton Bradley out there in left field. He makes a nice catch on the run. That'll bring up Reed Brignac. 286 average. That's foul up the first base line. That one stays upstairs for a ball. And that's fouled away.
That ball's foul.
Thank you. Thank you, umpire. We were well aware, but we appreciate you saying, that ball's foul. 1-2. That'll be rolled over toward third base. Shortstop actually is going to come up with it. Fires over to first in time, and that will take care of the Mariners here in the top of the second. Looked like he tried to skip the lines, but still landed on him anyway. Zeros everywhere between Texas and Seattle. We'll go to the home half with Ian Stewart leading things off. No home runs, no stolen bases. A good average at .333 and 11 RBI. See what kind of pitching we get here from the Mariners starter. This is going to get driven into the gap. That'll drop down for a hit, and it will be a double as it gets all the way to the wall. Think it all the way to the wall? Yeah, absolutely. It hit the MLB The Show advertisement. While you're playing MLB The Show 11, don't forget to buy MLB The Show 11. Or MLB 11 The Show. That pitch is inside for a ball. So it looked like he wanted to get back to the roots of his first couple at-bats in this game. Try to get in the zone and be aggressive, and it got burned. Then immediately falls behind the next batter, 1-0. That is a strike. At the knees. That stays upstairs. And that's fouled away. And that's fouled away as well.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. 2-2. Runner on second. Nobody out. That is outside. Fills up the count as the game struggles to understand how to blinking in and out of existence. That will be hit up the middle past the shortstop. They will send the runner around third. The throw is in, it's up the line, and the runner is safe. So the payoff pitch gets deposited into center field. Ian Desmond will step up. There is still nobody out. The runner is on first, so the double play still in order to try and minimize the damage here. Okay, that's going to get dumped into right field. Will they go first to third? Not on Ichiro. Dear God in heaven, did that come in quickly. Mike Napoleon Dynamite stepping in. And he pronounces his name Napoli, I know, but it's way more fun to say the other way, okay? Just be cool, chat. That pitch is outside for a ball. So really need to pick up an out, maybe two here to try to minimize the damage. 1-0. Texas on top of Seattle in the bottom of the second. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It is outside for a ball. That'll be hit foul up the third base line. And that is into left field, but Gardner makes the catch for out number one and forces both runners to retreat. They were not going to be able to advance either way, but it's a nice play out there. Milton Bradley, who was a Seattle Mariner at this time, he'll step up with one gone, 2 on. Just wanted to double check that thought process. Sometimes you think you see something and then you're just like, oof, not even close. Good try though, I guess. That one stays upstairs. Feels like he's lost a little bit of his location there. Those first two batters were so impressive. 7 pitches, 6 strikes, 1 bad ball. But since then, it's been a much rougher go. Longer at bats. Falling behind. Which he is behind here to Milton Bradley. And Milton Bradley is going to put a big gap in this one. It is 4-0 now. All right, so I mean, just not even a doubt. 386 majestic feet into the stands, and that makes it 4-0. Matt Kemp, 0 for 1. He had a strikeout. And a big inning for Texas as they look to try and climb back in this division race. That is foul. Just foul. It's a big break for Seattle. They need to try and minimize this damage. I mean, obviously not giving up a 3-run home run is the ideal spot or idea. What? And he's going to just put it into left field either way. He's going to push to go to second. The throw is in time. Aggressive base running there from Matt Kemp. Gardner played it pretty well out there in left field. Comes up firing right on time, and it is out number 1. Oh, there's arms coming through the stairs. Oh, it's 2 outs. Thank God. It's out number 2. If you go back and look at that intro, you can see arms coming out of the stairs to his right. LaRoche's right. It's probably been there the whole time, but it's the first time that I'm noticing it. Swung on and missed. Texas is finally set down, but not before they pick up 4 runs in the bottom half. It'll be Kinsler, Cabrera, and Gardner looking to make things interesting for the Mariners here in the top of the 3rd. Ian Kinsler's leading things off. 302 average, 1 home run, 8 RBI, a couple of stolen bases. Gets a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. And Kinsler will... Oh, wow, that got past the short side. I thought that was going to be an easy out for Texas, and it was just going to kind of look like, well, we're just going to get a 4-run lead, and then bing, bang, boom, we're out of this game, but... Just under the glove, Melky Cabrera will come in.
Come on, turn the double.
That is in for a strike at the knees. And that'll be hit past a diving shortstop. They're going to push the pace here. Kinsler is trying to go first to third. He's in safe. Keeps that left foot on the bag in Seattle. Hey, they're at least trying to make things interesting here in the top half. Brett Gardner is 0 for 1. I think if you're Texas with a 4-run lead, you would trade 2 outs for the 1 run. Gardner pulls that one foul. That's inside. Must be the angle. Looks a little bit funky we are because we're just like a little bit off. So it looks like that ball goes through the elbow. But I bet if we adjusted more directly behind the pitcher, it's close but doesn't get him. Here comes the pitch. Testing him inside yet again. Big swing and a miss there. It's 1-2. Nobody out. Gardner with a good take on the outside. I think if you're in this position, if you're Seattle, you'd probably rather have the strikeout. I don't think you want to get doubled up. Also might be interesting to see if Texas wants to go home. They will not really even have much of a play. He's out at first. A run will score, a runner stays on, and Gardner, if he's not careful, is going to get ejected. He got tossed. That's ejection number 4 on the season. We can take a look at the replay. Actually, I don't think we can with the animation that we got here. But Gardner's gone, so they're going to have to bring in a new left fielder. And we can't take a look at it. Oh, that's brutal. Dang it. We get the ejection, but I don't know why it freezes like that. So it's rolled to the shortstop. I think he's just out. See if I can pause it. He might have been safe. I don't know if there's I'm not sure. I can never remember if there's a way to like go back frame by frame. It's not the cleanest image either, which is not great. Mainly because it's a PlayStation 2, but also I'm not streaming at the highest quality in the universe. I think he's out by about half a step. That's rolled over. Second base runner will have to retreat. That's out number 2. I mean, Seattle did us a favor and made things at least a little interesting and gave us an ejection. Our 4th ejection of the season. I don't know why. Oh, that's the play that just happened. There we go. Okay. So Ichiro is up. He'll take a ball upstairs. That's a generous call to the legendary 51. And that one misses well low for a ball. Two and 0 with 2 out. Swung on and missed. How big is that 3-run Milton Bradley home run? Ichiro with a good take there downstairs. And that's foul up the first base line. Three and 2. Here comes the payoff pitch. Oh, he rolls over it to third. It is over. 4-1 your final. Texas uses a 4-run bottom of the second, including a 3-run Milton Bradley home run to take care of the Seattle Mariners, who put out their pitcher who had a great record at 4-0, I believe. And he comes up with his first loss of the season. Milton Bradley, your player of the game, unsurprisingly, 1-for-1, 3-run blast. The man who played for Seattle beats Seattle. Jason Bergman picks up win number 2. He improves to 2-4. Jair Jurgens falls to 4-1. Bradley's 7th home run of the season. Mariners at least tried to make it close. They got an ejection as well. They fall. And they lose the series 1-2, 2-1. Texas doing a good job. Fewer at-bats, more hits. A home run with 5 RBI. Weird. Well, we did it. We made it through all 4 games. I wasn't sure that we were going to be able to do that, thanks to the misery that was this Brewers Cubs game. But here we are. We did it, folks. The Royals beat the Angels 1-0, which is good news for the Mariners, who have not played particularly well. They went 3. They are 1-4 in their last 5, so not great. They get the White Sox in Chicago, and then Texas at home. So that could be interesting, depending on who's Texas play. Cleveland? Okay, maybe it's not that interesting. Cleveland's playing really well, even though they're not great. All right, let's get this bad boy saved. Actually, here, we'll do this. We'll go to the schedule. We will sim to date. Now we will save it. We have to manual save. God bless the PS2. Thank you, everybody, so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I am live Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific time with MLB 11, the show on the PlayStation 2. The roster's randomized. The games are supposed to only be 3 innings, and the pitchers are not supposed to have any stamina, but we can't get that one figured out. We'll be back with 4 more games of exciting action that hopefully don't go 8 innings tomorrow. So tune in for that. Subscribe if you'd like more. Ring the bell to be notified. Hit that thumbs up button because it helps out the channel. I appreciate you all hanging out. We will see you tomorrow for more action. Good night. Good sports. Go baseball.